What's good, everybody? This is A.J. and I'm coming to you with another video. And today's video, I just wanted to briefly talk about uh, rejection and how when people tell you who they are and you reject them for it, how it makes them feel. So I was talking to a friend of mine, and he was telling me that, years ago when he came out as transgender to his parents, he's younger. When he came out as transgender to his parents, they just totally rejected him. They didn't want to hear it. They were not calling him his preferred name. They refused to use his pronouns, and he's in the house with his parents, and they refused to see him as the trans man that he was. And while he was talking, I started thinking about how so many of us have to go through that, whether it's with family or friends, and how it makes us feel. I'm grateful that when I came out as non-binary trans masculine a year and a half ago, my entire family was very supportive. They were truly supportive, and they still are. They had a lot of questions, which I welcomed. I told them I'm an open book, ask me anything. And they did. They asked questions from A to Z, and I answered them freely because I just wanted them to know about who I am, who I always was, and that now I was able to truly identify myself, because for years I couldn't. I didn't see myself in anyone, so I couldn't be who I couldn't see. So for years I identified as androgynous non-binary, and it never felt complete. So, to come out as non-binary trans after seeing someone like that and realizing, wow, that's what I am, it felt really good, and I wanted to share it with my family, and they were extremely supportive. They had questions, and sometimes they got a little confused when it came to my pronouns. They wanted to make sure they got the right pronouns. So my pronouns are they, them, theirs. And they kept using he, him, which is okay, but I let them know, they, them, and they're like, okay, I don't understand, So it was kind of funny, but that's just how they vibe with me, and that's how I vibe with them. But I saw their effort in wanting to get it right for me. And they're still doing it, and I'm so grateful for that, and I love them for that. So when my friend told me that his parents just totally disregarded his wishes regarding calling him his preferred name and using his pronouns, it just hurt. It hurt, because I'm like, why would people do that? The people who say they love you, why would they do that? Why would they just blatantly reject you like that? And it's not like I haven't been rejected. There's been a few friends when I came out, shortly after that, a few friends of mine just decided that they didn't want to be my friend anymore. I got a few texts saying, hey, let's take a little break. I appreciate you, but let's kind of separate. And that was totally cool. At first I was kind of in my feelings about it, but what are you going to do? People are going to do what they want to do. So you do what you're going to do. I wanted to live my life the way I felt happy and comfortable, and they couldn't handle that. That's on them. Did they reject me? Yes. Did I care? Hell no. I really didn't. Um, it was what it was, and it is what it is. I don't blame them for anything. I wish them well. And if I happen to see them, I'll speak to them. But as far as a relationship goes, I'm I, I'm just respecting their wishes. They don't want to be my friend, then they're not my friend. Um, so that's kind of the only rejection that I got, and it wasn't a lot of people. It was maybe literally a handful of people, and they may have had their own reasons. Maybe they didn't quite understand, and I would have rather them like ask me questions, but they just chose to go their own way, and I leave them to it. And when people reject you for being who you are, it is not about you. It is totally them. They have to deal with whatever they're dealing with in their mind, in their heart, in their spirit pertaining to you. It's not about you. So you shouldn't really get upset. As a matter of fact, you should expect it, because people, when they've been around you for a long time and all of a sudden, they have to change up certain things when it comes to you, they get kind of upset about that. Let them get upset. You know, you shouldn't waste your time and your energy on other people. Put all that time and energy into yourself. That's what I had to learn, and that's what I do, and that's what brings about more happiness for me, because for years I was not happy. I wasn't happy being the way that I was, and once I realized I was non-binary transmasculine, then I felt free, and I, I just felt a release, and I wanted people to share in my happiness. So, when certain people rejected me, I felt what I felt for a minute, but when that minute was up, I moved on. So, and that's what I told my friend. I'm like, you know what? You're going to have to set boundaries and just move on. And I understand that it's hard. That's easier said than done. But you have to start somewhere. And sometimes it's going to be rough. People are going to have a lot of pushback when it comes to you setting boundaries, but set your boundaries. And my friend started setting boundaries with his parents. I'm not sure the full effect of what's going on in the household, but I know he's going to be okay. Why? Because he has a circle of friends. He has his support group, and he can talk to any one of us or any one of his other friends or his circle at any time. So, rejection, yes, it hurts. Rejection is real, but there are people who support us, there are people who love us, and we just have to find those people and let those people be our main source of support. Um, so, if anyone is being rejected for coming out as trans or coming out as anything, um, just realize that your happiness is about you. It's not about them. A lot of people want to make it about them. That's why they reject you, because they feel like you're doing this to them. And that's their mindset. Please make that make sense. It really doesn't, but someone please try to make that make sense. I don't understand how people could think that your happiness should only be predicated on their happiness. So if they're happy, you're happy. If they're not happy, then you shouldn't be happy. So if they're not happy about you being happy, then you shouldn't be happy. Make that make sense. You can't. But I just want to say that if anyone feels like they don't know what to do in regards to the rejection that they're receiving from family or friends, just reach out to your therapist, mental health worker, group of friends, whoever is your support, whoever's in your corner, because we cannot do this alone. We need people. We need people. We do. It doesn't matter how happy, go lucky you may be. I'm happy all the time, but sometimes I need to talk it out. There's some things that bother me, and I need to talk it out. Talk it out with somebody. Because rejection is real, and it is going to happen. That's the sad reality of things, because there's so much pushback when it comes to the trans community now, and I don't know why. And it's enough to make you just want to throw in the towel. It's enough to make you just want to throw your hands up and say, you know what? I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to be a part of this anymore. But we have people, and we are loved by those people. So you have more people in your corner than you do people who are rejecting you. So you stick with those people who are in your corner, and let the people who are rejecting you go. They're not worth your mental space. They're not worth your peace of mind. They're not worth your energy or your time. You have to put your energy and time into you being happy, and into you being healthy, and into you being whole as the greatest person that you can be. So, I just say, I don't care. If people want to reject me because I'm transgender, I don't care. I really don't care. It doesn't make a difference. It will bother me for a minute, but now it doesn't. I'm 51 years old, going to be 52 in a few months. Do you really think I care? No, I don't. I don't. When you get to be this age, and I'm grateful that I have lived this long, and hope to live longer, you learn that you just have to let that stuff roll off you like water. You can't hold on to other people's feelings about you. That doesn't make sense. Let that go. Let them hold on to their own feelings. And you do you. Be happy, Just be happy. People are going to reject you for many things. And this is just one more. So we're going to have to learn how to let it go. And it's going to take a minute. I know it may sound easier said than done, but it can be done. You just have to set boundaries and make sure people understand those boundaries, and make sure they don't cross those boundaries. And if they do, you have to put your flag up and say, hey, you crossed my boundary line. We're going to have a talk. Like, you're just going to have to make things plain. And do it with love. I'm not saying, come at them abruptly, but you have to be strong in what you stand on when it comes to what you will and will not tolerate from other people. Because people, they will treat you any kind of way you let them. So don't let them. Set boundaries. And for those who feel rejected by friends or family, I am sorry you are going through that. It is not cool. It does not feel good. And I hope and pray that you have a support system, a support group, someone or some people that you can call your family, that you can talk to when you need them. Um, and if no one told you today that they loved you, let AJ be the first to say, I love you, I see you, you are valid, you matter. Um, and just know that rejection is not about you. It isn't. Um, the one thing I learned is that people reject what they don't understand. Um, and sometimes they just they don't want to be in a place, a headspace to be able to understand, so they just totally reject something. um, Let them do that. If that's how they feel they need to be to get over whatever they need to get over, let them do that. You take care of you, you worry about you, you live for you, because in your transition journey, you are all that matters. Because this journey, it has ups and downs, little bumps and bruises along the way, but it is an amazing journey. And I always tell people, transitioning is not a destination. It is a journey, and there are different pathways that people take. There's no one way to be trans. Being transgender or transitioning is not a monolith. There are so many different ways to be trans. We're not in this little box. We're everywhere. We're scattered. And you have to learn how to love yourself as who you are. And I think people reject us because we have learned to do that. Sometimes they haven't. And they see how happy we are with who we are. And they wish they had that. It's almost like rejecting out of envy, basically. Which, in a weird sort of way, I guess is a compliment. Maybe. I don't know. But you know what? If you've been rejected, it's okay. If you need to feel your feelings about it, it's okay. If you need to cry about it, it's okay. If you want to scream about it, it's okay. If you need to be down about it, that's okay too. Just don't stay there. Don't cry for long. Don't scream for long. Don't be down for long. Because you have an amazing life to live. And don't let someone else's rejection of you keep you from living. So, keep your head up. Do you. Live your life. Other people want to do what they're going to do. You live your life and be happy with who you are. Alright? Like I said, if anyone's out there who's been rejected or who feels rejected because you've come out and you're living in your truth, find your support group, find your people, and talk. Don't hold it in. Talk about it. It feels better when you get it out. And if those people want you to leave them alone, grant them their wish. Leave them alone. Let them live with them. Let them deal with them. And you live your life. Alright? Alright. That's all I wanted to say. I just had that on my mind. Just talking to my friend. I was just thinking about how bad I felt for his situation. But you know what? I know he's going to be alright. And he said he's going to be okay because of his circle of friends. So, yeah, find your circle. Because they're the people who matter the most. Alright? So, what I want you to do is like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. I'll come back with more videos. If you have any questions about my transition or transitioning in general, let me know and I'll do a video on it. Or if you have any question that you want to ask specifically for me to answer, let me know what they are. Put it down in the comments and I'll do a video on that, making the video the answer like I've done in the past. So again, like this video, subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell, and I will see all of you all later. Have a great weekend. AJ out.